Alright, so as of 1 hour ago, Kawhi Leonard has been traded to the Toronto Raptors for Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, and 2 first-round picks, 1 pick swap, and 2 second-rounders. This was foreseen. They were talking about this for like the last 2 days that something like this was going to happen. Yeah, I think down at that point it was just up to the picks compensation, which crazy pick haul. I don't know what years. I don't know if they've revealed what years these are yet. It's a lot. It is a lot for Kawhi Leonard, who was All NBA second team and had a great season last year, which was healthy as well. Which is one of the biggest concerns about Kawhi Leonard is his health. And last year, I think he had, let's see here, he played 65 games last year, which is like pretty high in Kawhi's terms. Not gonna act like there ain't some bias here. I am a Raptors fan, so I do see this more through a Raptors lens. So first, I'm going to talk about what it is for the Clippers that this really does. If you look at the Clippers roster, excluding Kawhi Leonard, of course, you see that they're getting extremely young. I think Brandon Ingram is around 28 right now, 29. So he fits in with the movement they're going for in LA right now. Smartly, they're trying to be a mid-team, which is shown to be kind of a bit better idea to be now with the new lottery rules. Since it is flat and odds, it's not really too smart to just be completely bad. You know, it's better to be a middle of the pack team nowadays than it is to be, you know, kind of dead last in your conference and then you get some like great pick, you know, in the draft. Now it's like you kind of want to be sure about what you're doing. And yeah, that's obviously where the Clippers are going at that point, is to have a younger team. So Brandon Ingram, he does fit that mold. He wasn't bad. He was actually an all-star last year as well. So it's not like they're getting a bad player. He averaged 21 points per game, 4 total rebounds per game, and then 5 rebounds a game, and then 3 assists, which is like, he can score more than that, but he was sharing the ball mainly with Scotty, who was also a 20-point per game scorer, and RJ Barrett, who was also a 20-point per game scorer. Yeah, if you look at his playoff stats and all, you know, kind of playoff series he had one really good one at 2021, 22. I think that's when they played the Suns and they took 2 games for them, which was a great series. That was fun to watch. So you saw Brandon Ingram go off in that series, 27 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, shooting 47%, 40% from 3. That was a crazy playoff series. And then since then, it's been, I forgot who they played in the series. I think they played the Thunder, so he's probably getting guarded by J Will or something. So he had a tough assignment, and he, as you can see, played in all. I think they got swept, so he played in all 4 games. It's not like he didn't play. He played a lot. He just shot 34% from the field, 25 from 3, and only averaged 14 per game. Wasn't good. And then of course with Toronto this year, I can't really blame him. He did have foot problems. I think he had like an ankle problem or something like that. So he didn't really do much. You know, 12 points per game, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Jesus Christ, 32% from the field, and 29 minutes played in 5 games. Not a bad player, but I think the Raptors just went ahead and honestly got a more consistent, yes, way older. I think almost 6 years older. And you need to extend him, so you're gonna have to pay him money. But yeah, basically a more consistent and more playoff experienced Brandon Ingram in all ways, and also Brandon Ingram that can play defense on a constant basis. Like I said, for the Clippers, all this does is put them in the same direction they were obviously going towards, which is a younger competitive team. And like I said, at any point, I like this because at any point, Brandon Ingram, Darius Garland, any of these guys are tradable assets. If you just end up like Darius Acuff becomes a really good point guard, and you don't need Darius Garland, you could trade it. You get a better small forward in the draft somewhere down the line, and then you know you don't need Brandon Ingram anymore. You can move off of them because they could always be traded, but they are going to be a bit competitive. I don't know how good they're going to be in the West, considering how good the West is now. Now that oh my God, Ja Morant to the Trailblazers and LaMelo Ball to the Hornets. That's like, so yeah, good news for them. But now let's look like this. I guess I should talk about the other guy that got dealt in the trade, Grady Dick. Anyway, I think he was drafted like 13th overall in 2023 draft. But yeah, his first season in Toronto wasn't good at all. Played in 60 games, only had 8 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. And the one thing he was supposed to be really good at, struggled at, 36% from 3. Not that bad, but he shot 1.5. He shot 4, made 1.5 a game. So that puts it more into the perspective of that. So yeah, he really didn't have a good first year, but he did come back in his second year and play really, really well. Played 54 games, started in all the games he played in. That's when the Raptors were really injured that year. That right there, he was really good this season. Yeah, bumped his scoring up by 6, 14.4 points per game. You had 1.8 assists. Not really what you were looking for in Grady Dick was his scoring to go up, and that's what did go up. Efficiency boosted up as well. Not that much, actually. I completely lied. He was less efficient, but he was scoring more at least, and growing pains. And then next year he played in 76 games, so it's not like he did drop his playing minutes by a lot. The Raptors last year finished 5th in the Eastern Conference at 46 and 36. The thing that was really good about them was their defensive rating. I think they finished 5th in defensive rating last year, which shows their defensive prowess. The thing that really held them down was their offense, and Brandon Ingram was supposed to kind of be that thing that alleviated them, which it was, because they were, I think, 32 and 50 last year or something, and then jump up to 46 and 36. You saw that Brandon Ingram scoring is what they needed. But now, like I said before, they upgrade to a better, more experienced Brandon Ingram that could score twice as well as him and defend, and hopefully stay on the court more, because they both, honestly, you're looking at two guys who have injury issues, so you're kind of just picking between the two of them. So at that point, it doesn't really matter about Kawhi's injuries. But yeah, like I said, for the Raptors, it just improves them in every way, honestly. This is one step, because I don't think they're done. They can be done, because you have some other issues you want to look at here that will be like really ones you want to focus on. For one, even with Brandon Ingram out, and now I guess the starting lineup now is Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, Kawhi Leonard, Scotty Barnes, and Jakob Poeltl. You still kind of have the problem of too much slashes and not enough spacing, because for one, Emmanuel Quickley did shoot well last year. Yeah, he shot 37%, making 2.5 on 7 attempts a game, which isn't great, but like I said, he can move it up. But again, you also have guys like RJ Barrett, which his 3-point shooting, if I remember, was very shaky all of last year. Yeah, he shot 34% from 3 last year. So now you still have that problem of Scotty can't shoot that well. RJ can't shoot. Again, I say this all before we see what work they do in the summer, but no one has ever in his life called him headband row. Two things that are two of the big glaring problems. I'll go on the big one first. Is obviously Jakob Poeltl and his contract. He is set to start making 19 million, which jumps up to 27 million a year at 2027, 2028. So he's locked up there till 2030. He's actually pretty good. He had 14.5 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, a block. Percentage is really good, even at 33%. Look at that, boom, the guy's at 33%. Better than RJ, I'm kidding. Yeah, 62% for, he was just good, and he was there like all the time. He was a consistent guy to like play, so like it made sense. You weren't gonna get really better centers at that point. And then he just did not play well last year at all. He played less. He was like plagued with like back issues. 10 points, 7 rebounds, 0.9 steals, 0.9 blocks, whatever. Just bad year last year. So now one of the worst contracts in the NBA. Yeah, so like I said, you need to get rid of Jakob. You're gonna have to bite a bullet and trade him with someone else that's actually valuable and some picks, probably, just to get someone to take his contract, just to get someone to like risk, like someone who really needs a center. I realize how scary a Kawhi Scotty tandem is gonna be for like in the front court for defense. That's gonna be hard to play against. But yeah, like I said, for the Raptors, it pushes their ceiling up a bit. They're easily guaranteed second round conference finals. That's their expectations. It's not just make the playoffs this year. It's go in a deep run, you know what I mean? So that's at most, if we just take it, they're going to leave it at this, which I really hope they don't. Then their starting lineup is going to be Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, Kawhi Leonard, Scotty Barnes, and Jakob Poeltl. Coming off the bench, you're going to have guys like Jamal Shead, Jacoby Walter, Colin Murray-Boyles, and if you don't sign Sandro, which we're probably not going to, it's probably going to be guys like Trey Jackson-Davis, and other guys probably going to get some minutes as well. So do you definitely have a need for a backup center completely, or even a better center than Jakob Poeltl. So I think for the Raptors, this is a good move, but they still got more moves to make. But yeah, so for both teams, probably give them like I'll give the Clippers an A, definitely. I'll give the Raptors a B plus, just because like I get the pick drops, like they're gonna be useless. You're gonna be contending, but you're seeing how some valuable picks get, or like some valuable players drop to 15 to 30 in the first round, and you get like some sneaker you need for a playoff run. So not a fan of the picks, but a fan of the player. But yeah, anyway, if you made it to this point, like, subscribe. I'll try to upload more. This wasn't supposed to be my first video. I was gonna make a little video essay, but this happened and I had to report on it, like I'm a reporter or something. But yeah, anyway, catch you guys in the next one.